So once again, we'd like to welcome along Addison Matthews, one of our beloved members of the Eildon Croquet Club, and at Christmas he would like to just say a few words of thanks to the club. So over to you, Addison.
Thank you, yeah. Merry Christmas to everyone that's here at the Christmas party. I'd hope to make it, but I have work commitments. But yeah, Merry Christmas. Thank you for being a really lovely community to myself this year. I'm very honoured to be a part of this club. I'm very thankful for the time I've spent at Eildon over the last couple of years, and them helping me out going to the World Championship really meant a lot to me as a person, to give me that experience of playing there. And it's all thanks to the community of Eildon, so I'm very thankful. So thank you.
Yeah, no, hang on, Addison. I was just going to ask you, give us a little bit of a rundown on that, how you found the World Championships and how well you did.
The World Championships, so we played for 13 days. So that started with a tournament called the Big Oyster, and that was a really good tournament, like a warm-up tournament. So it was good to interact with people there and, getting to know these players. The first big player I played was Tom Balding, and that was a really interesting match I played in. I played this one guy beforehand. He was like, "Oh, you should play Tom Balding." And I wasn't even drawn to play Tom, and I ended up winning a couple of games and ended up playing Tom. So he was the current national champion for Association Croquet. So he was really up there in America, so top 5 ranked American players. And we played a really good match, and I didn't expect to beat him, but I kept in there, and we played a really high quality match. It lasted a fair while. Each game lasted over an hour and a half, so that was a really good experience to play.
That's great.
Croquet like that. So.
And what about other big names that you might have played whilst you were there?
So I played a lot of high level players. Playing people like Reg Bamford, Mohamed Nazar, Emile Alberry. All former world #1 players. Played Stephen Morgan, who was on the McRobb team. And played Nicolas Denzoy. He was a top 10 ranked Spanish player. The list goes on of players I played. I played a former under-21 world finalist. So a really high caliber player. It was really good to understand the standard of play that they play at. Because if you make any slight error, it's immediate hoop loss. If you go past the hoop, it's immediate hoop loss. If you skim off a ball, it's very small margin for errors, so you have to be very consistent. And with how I played, I was very surprised with how I played. I probably didn't give myself that expectation of playing to that standard, because you're forced to do things that you'd never be forced to do on a croquet court. You'd be forced to play shots that you'd have to create during games. So you'd have to problem solve and think, how am I going to play this shot? Or this opponent has just done this to me. How am I going to combat that shot? So you kind of had to really problem solve in a way that I've probably never problem solved in croquet. So that was an interesting experience. Like I was experiencing lines of play that I've never really experienced in my career before, and just the pure accuracy of some players was amazing to watch. I had a match with an Egyptian, Amir Al-Bari. Our best of 3 match lasted for 4.5 hours. So our match started at like 10 a.m. and finished at 2:30. So we were going for a while. And it was just consistent. Like your opponent didn't want to let up, you didn't want to let up, and it was a really high quality match. And I think that was one of my favourite moments from the World Championship, because I came back from 4-6 down to win hoop 13 from the boundary. So that was a pretty special moment, beating a player like him. Because I was 4-6 down and literally played about 12 to 15 successful shots in a row to win that game. But yeah, that was one of the many moments. Played Reg Bamford as well. I mean, Reg being an iconic person of the sport was amazing to see that person in stature. It's like you don't think these people were real until you walk up and see, oh, that's Reg Bamford, or that's some type of world champion. So it was cool to see him and play him. And I was very surprised how I played Reg. He probably I mean, the advantage I had playing these players, they had no idea how I played at all. But I had somewhat idea just of watching film of these players, of, you know, if I properly analysed them, I'd know strengths and weaknesses, but it wasn't really about that. It was just being about being in the physical of that moment and separating their statistics, their career for the physical, and trying to play them just as regular players. That's what I think I probably did the best within myself. I played extremely well for the numbers that were stacked against me, being a 8th ranked player against a 2, 3, 4 player. None of these players statistically stand no chance on paper. And so, yeah, playing Reg, I had some really good moments against Reg, probably one of the best moments I had, you know, collectively in my career. I was scoring really insane hoops. I scored about an 80-degree and off on him. Scored 20-yard hoops on Reg. But no, it was a really contested game. And so I had him, the main part of this game, I had Reg 5-2 in the third game. I was leading Reg 5-2. And it's like, he just snaps. And just seeing the consistency that some players go to, because I was 5-2 up, and Reg went on to score 5 hoops in a row on me.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a consistent relentless of croquet in different forms. I mean, croquet. You play croquet, you know, to hit balls, but hitting a ball was one object that they had. They had multiple objects for objectives for one shot. So not only thinking about the hitting of that one ball, they thought about the distance of their striker's ball and where they were hitting this ball. So there was multiple things that, you know, in one shot they'd have to achieve to stay competitive, let alone hitting the shot. So that was a really cool experience, witnessing and experiencing that style of play. So it's, you know, it's changed me as a player in some ways.
So Addison, I suppose what we could do in summing up is say that you had the most wonderful experience there. You learned a lot, gained a lot.
Yeah.
And here's to the next one. And on behalf of Eildon, we'd like to congratulate you as a member of our club, obviously, for all that you've done. And it's been a pleasure for, on behalf once again of Eildon, to have been able to support you this year. So last words, it's Christmas, so over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Hope everyone has a safe Christmas, and, you know, enjoys Christmas with your loved ones, and, you know, enjoying the Christmas festival season. And and
we'll
Happy New Year.
And we'll see you in 2025.
See you in 2025.
Thank you.